So hello everybody, thank you for being there either virtually or in presence. So we will have this workshop on building renovation and we will have a closer look of innovative approach and one-stop shop to tackle this challenge of energy renovation. And here is the agenda of this workshop. So after this very brief introduction, I will leave the floor to Luca Angelino, who is a European project advisor of the TURNKEY RETROFIT project, but also of other projects. And after, we will have the presentation of TURNKEY RETROFIT and TripleA-reno, that are projects that work on one-stop shop on that mature project. And the three other one projects that are starting very recently, or more recently than the two other one. So we will have different stage of experience. So it will be very interesting to see and cross-analyze that. And after, if we have time, we will have a question and answer and conclusion parts. So feel free to ask your question. Otherwise, I have some prepared questions that I will ask everybody. And now I will leave the floor to Luca Angelino for the opening remarks. So Luca, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon from Brussels, and thank you very much to the organizers on behalf of both the Commission and the European Climate Infrastructure and the Environment Executive Agency, SINEA, for this kind invitation to this session. It's a real pleasure for me to be here and to see the exchange, several projects funded under the Horizon 2020 program, exchanging experiences and lessons learned, while developing or trying to develop and implement innovative approaches to tackle barriers, especially market barriers, with the objective of really transforming the building renovation market. You may have already heard how important the building sector is for ourselves. Buildings is really the center of our lives. It has been even more during these months of confinement. For millions of Europeans, it's basically been the focal point of daily life, an office for those working remotely, and a classroom for children and pupils, and a hub also for entertainment. However, not always being at home is it's really providing a comfortable experience and environment. Roughly 75% of buildings across the EU is not efficient from the energy point of view. And you have already probably heard the numbers, the very, very low renovation rate across Europe. Only 1% of buildings undergo energy efficient renovation every year. And if we talk about deep renovation, so the renovation aiming at reducing energy consumption by at least 60%, we are as low as 0.2% every year. Within that framework, it's also worth considering that almost 85 to 95% of the buildings currently in operation will still be in use by mid-century, and many of these buildings still rely on fossil fuels for essential services like space heating or domestic hot water. And overall, the building sector is still one of the largest energy consumers in Europe, responsible for nearly 1/3 of the energy-related greenhouse gas emissions. Behind those very, very low numbers in terms of renovation, there are a number of several outstanding barriers. Financing, for instance, in particular, the limited availability of attractive financing products from the market. Subsidies are still not very much at scale and are perceived as cumbersome by especially households. Even when they exist, measures sometimes need to be pre-financed, and this is a barrier sometimes for households. And many project promoters, like public authorities, individuals, or businesses, lack the capacity to undertake very challenging and complex renovation projects. And within that framework, also we need to consider the shortage of skilled workers, which altogether really give an idea of how of the complex nature of the challenge. Building renovation has been a policy priority at the EU level and national level for several years now, but it's very now gaining momentum. You may be aware of the renovation wave strategy unveiled by the Commission in October 2020. And this year, the Commission is working to finalize the Fit for 55 policy package, which aims to reform and update the regulatory framework at the European level, so to achieve the upgraded objective to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 55%. Compared to 1990 levels by 2030. And we expect, that's very important for our stakeholders, we expect a new proposal for the revision of the Energy Performance of Buildings Directive by the end of the year. Within that framework, buildings and building renovation has really become a priority at the political level. Investing in buildings is definitely considered not only essential to achieve the decarbonization objectives by mid-century, but also to inject a much needed stimulus into the construction sector and to the macroeconomy at large, so to trigger a real transformation of society, our cities, and the built environment. I mentioned already the renovation wave. This strategy has three main objectives, but the main one is to double the renovation rate by 2030. That will reduce greenhouse gas emissions from buildings, energy consumption, especially in heating and cooling, and could lead to the renovation of some 35 million buildings by the end of this decade. This will help also create more and more green jobs in the construction sector. To achieve these objectives and to address the complex challenges I already mentioned a few seconds ago, the Commission is working on multiple areas of intervention, and these include, for example, stronger regulations, standards, and information, and we will expect something in that regard with the revision of the EPBD, accessible and well-targeted funding, for example, simplified rules for combining different sources of funding, multiple incentives for private financing, and developing neighborhood-based approaches. And as part of the renovation wave, we also have an affordable housing initiative for 100 districts. So there is a lot ongoing. With the new Commission, we have a new landscape of EU budget, which can really help kick off the renovation wave, starting from direct investments, so from the Recovery and Resilience Facility, cohesion funds, financial mechanisms to leverage private investments, the much needed financial investments, funding for research and innovation, so the continuation of Horizon 2020, the new Horizon Europe program, funding to address market barriers, including through the new LIFE program, and funding for technical assistance and advisory services, including a renewed ELENA facility. Having that general framework in mind, I would like just to remind that the Commission has specifically financed under the Horizon 2020 program a number of projects targeting specifically or aiming to develop and demonstrate industrialized deep renovation technology and methods, projects promoting innovative approaches and affordable solutions, changing or aiming to change the market for building renovation, and specifically 23 projects supporting integrated home renovation services across the continent, including through PDA, project development assistance. And just for that stream of work, the Commission has supported this project with nearly 70 million euros. So we'll continue to support these areas of work, especially support work to tackle market barriers. But this time, starting from this year until 2027, under a new program, the LIFE program, and especially under the Clean Energy transition sub-program. We have currently 18 calls, topics open until the 12th of January, and we strongly encourage you to take a look at our website, where you will find dedicated videos, presentations, and links to the top call topics available. Let me just mention a few topics which are really relevant to building renovation. We're going to support actions to foster the rollout of industrialized deep renovation solutions, to support further the development of integrated home renovation services, to establish an EU community of integrated home renovation services across Europe. And we're also going to reboot the national level, national roadmaps to upskill the construction workers. So as I mentioned, from our website, from the CINEA website, you will find all this information. There is funding available for further action to address really market barriers in the sector. So ladies and gentlemen, we're really confident that the exchange today will help leverage synergies and mutually reinforce the work of the projects presented today, and ultimately also help deliver on the quality, increase the rate and depth of building renovation across the EU. So the projects today really have an important role to play to transform the building renovation market, and can play a role in general in delivery of the renovation wave strategy, and more broadly, the European Green Deal. So without further ado, I'll stop there, and I look forward to the discussion, and thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Luca, for these figures and facts about the plan of the European Commission regarding renovation and one-stop shop. And now we will start the presentation of the first project, so TURNKEY RETROFIT project, that will be presented by Caroline Bouteloup and Madeleine Davis from CSTV. So, the floor is yours.
J'appuie là pour faire des fils. Ok. Hi everybody. With Madeleine, we will present you a turnkey retrofit project. So we are 9 partners from France, Ireland, Spain, and Belgium. And we are working on the development of an online platform to enhance retrofit of owners. And the idea is to replicate the project further in Europe. So the main objective is to develop a one-stop shop platform through the integration and enrichment of existing services and business models to improve the renovation process. And in the end, the platform is solutions for renovation. And we've got the French version online and ready since October. And the Spanish and Irish versions are coming soon. So here is a short, infographic to show you the main goal of the project. Basically is to go from a burden renovation process to a simple and easy process for the homeowners. A very important point is that we adapted the business model to each country to have an effective and accurate service. So, for example, in France, it's based on white certificates, credits, and we are working with a hero platform from EP, Energy Perspectives. Here you've got the homepage of Solutions for Renovation. You can see that we provide general information about retrofit. And from the very beginning, we address directly to the homeowners. and we ask them who they are and where they live, single house or multifamily buildings. And then from there, we're gonna drive them through an adapted customer journey to help them through each step of the process, of the retrofit process. So here you've got examples of general content that we provide. And then depending on which step they are in their retrofit process, we lead them to dedicated tools. And then in the end, they end up onto the national platforms where they can carry out their retrofit projects. And Madeleine will show you 2 tools that we developed for the platform.
Yeah, thank you, Caroline. So in this project, we developed some tools, not to have just information, but also to let the user interact with the platform. And here is the punch tag we developed. The idea is to raise awareness for the users, for the homeowner to realize how is his situation. So we present some problem that he can have, or some situation if he has an insulated house, or if he has very old windows and everything. So in few questions, around 10 questions, he described a bit his situation and his problems. And then we bring some results to him. So first we present the improvement potential, so to show him what the retrofit can bring him. So it's multi-criteria results about energy savings, thermal comfort, acoustical comfort, and indoor air quality. And we also indicate some renovation work that he can do. So if he say that he has very old windows, for example, we say it's a priority to change them. Then from these results, he can go to other tools about estimating the cost of his works, or having a contact form to be contacted by national platform. And there are also other tools for full energy assessments and saving calculations. We developed also another tool, which is the roadmap, and the idea is to help the owners to plan his work. So he answered also to some questions about his house, to say, to give some information on it, and then he puts the renovation work he wants to do. So there are different dates, and you say, for example, in 1 year, I want to change my roof, my floor, and to insulate those elements. And in 3 years, I want to put PV panels, for example. And then from this, thank you. From this questionnaire, we give results to the user, and the first is a timeline where he can see the different renovation action he has, and for each element there is a awareness to say, yeah, there is a problem if you put insulation without putting ventilation.
Sorry, I interrupt you because apparently you don't see the presentation online. Do you see presentation online? No?
No.
Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. So, sorry. So now you should be able to see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So maybe if you have time to show very quickly the slide of the tool, just to have
So, yeah, no, that's okay. So the punch tag everything I said is here. You can see the questionnaire with the different questions here, 10 questions, and with the pictures to show to the user what can be the problems he can have, or the level of insulation for each element of his house, of his home. And then here as I explained, the results and the improvement potential that we show him. And the roadmap, so here's the small questions and where he puts every renovation works he wants to do. And here is the results. So here is the plan of his work. And when we see that there is a problematic adjustment of the works, we say, okay, be careful, you don't do the ventilation and you do insulation, you can have dam problems and everything. So this is first important result. And then we also give some indication about the cumulative gains after some years, about energy bills, about CO2 savings, and also about comfort. So the idea is to show him between different plannings of works what can be the best, and he can see that global retrofit is on one step is the best for every characteristics. Here is also an estimation of the energy performance for each step, and there are also some advice for the planning. So this is what we are doing now. The roadmap is developed now and will be finished for October, and there will be some tests with the owners in November, and in January we will have an impact evaluation of the all solutions for renovation platform. So thank you for your attention, and don't hesitate to go to the platform Solutions for Renovation.
Thank you very much. If there is no short question, we can go to the other presentation, which is the project TripleA-reno. And Peter and Simona will, no, only Peter, you will present this. So here, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. You all can hear me? I guess so. Okay, I will present the TripleA-reno project. My name is Peter Albertveld, together with my colleague Simona Doka, both working at Huygen Engineering Consultants. We are the coordinators of this project. And TripleA-reno stands for Attractive, Acceptable and Affordable Deep Renovation by a Consumers-Orientated and Performance Evidence-Based Approach. A full sentence. But it's all about the A's, the three A's in TripleA-reno. First of all, attractive. And attractive means for us gamification. So we have gamification features in our TripleA-reno platform, which gives you gamified information on energy, in environmental quality, well-being. And we also have developed a combined labeling of dwellings. I'll come back to that later. Acceptable, this means a people-centered design of products and tools. And affordable, and this means for us that people can tailor their renovation and make also economically wise decisions by using our tools. So if it comes to our objectives and the overall aim, so our overall aim is to make acceptation and decision making on deep renovation attractive for building owners and homeowners. And in fact, TripleA-reno was a predecessing project to the integrated home renovation services projects. Many of these projects from these calls are also in this session, but our project is a little bit older, as we started already in May 2018, and next month we are completing this project. We try to use clear and meaningful information and communication on the real proven performances not only on energy, but also on indoor environmental quality and well-being. The way how we do it is by an open and user-centered gamified platform, which enables homeowners in the decision-making. And in fact, and this is quite important in our project, we have 3 levels in this platform. The first level is the design phase, where we have gamified social design by co-creation. And then the second level, that's the construction phase. And there we have a gamified realization of proven quality in interaction with the homeowners. And even we can also enable renovation communities. And finally, in level 3, that's the in-use phase. There we have used the platform to ensure sustainable quality of building and user experience. So basically, it's about these 3 levels: design phase, level 2 construction phase, and the use phase. And the overall key in TripleA-reno is that we use gamification to make it more attractive. So first of all, the first level, the design phase, one of the tools that we use is a morphological design app, which can be coupled with proven measures, databases. It also allows companies, for example, to plug in and give advice on home renovation, but also craftsmen can connect with this morphological design app. Then as for the second level, the construction phase, quite important is that we here use the Build Up Skills advisory app, which has been developed in previous construction skills projects, also funded under Horizon 2020. You can use it for quality inspection, again, linked with databases, but also, and this is quite nice, consumers can also follow the quality of the renovation by progress reports. So this is the second level. And what's also important is that this Build Up Skills Advisor app enables craftsmen to see if they have the right skills to perform the job. And if they don't have the right skills, and this app can attract these skill gaps, then the craftsman gets advice about what kind of additional training he should need to do his job in a proper way. Then finally, the in-use phase. So it enables also a quality board on performance, optimization, satisfaction, reviews, and also real-time performances of the renovated building. Again, it can be used both by homeowners but also by craftsmen. What's quite typically for TripleA-reno is that we work with 5 European umbrella organizations specifically to roll out the results. And we have, for example, on board RIVA, representing the engineer branch, Architect Council of Europe, of course, representing the professional architectural branch, Housing Europe, representing the social housing federations in Europe, UIPI, the International Union of Property Owners, very active in our project, and last but not least, ICLEI, representing local governments, and also a kind of a liaison to the Covenant of Mayors. These organizations are responsible for the promotion, awareness campaigns, exploitation campaigns, and we do this throughout Europe, and we had in the beginning a very nice plan for that, the TripleA-reno roadshow, but due to COVID, we had to turn it in a TripleA-reno home show, which also worked. But luckily, the last month we had physical roadshows in Budapest, Liège, and I think another city that I forgot. So we also give webinars, of course, for example, about combined labeling schemes. I think next week is a webinar on the board game, come back to that later. And we also took part in the Hero at Home promotions on social media to give homeowners simple tips for making their homes healthier and more energy efficient. So, briefly about the tools. They are, of course, different towards the levels. For example, in the design phase, as already mentioned, we have the morphological design tool. We have also the board game, novel design tools, which allows homeowners to select renovation measures, design packages of measures, and then calculate the expected investment costs, energy costs and savings, and also return of investment, and the combined labeling. We can use this combined labeling in level 1 to see what's the situation before renovation, but also we use it in level 3 in the in-use phase, where we can see the performances after renovation. And then in level 2, the construction phase, there we have, as already mentioned, the Build-Up Skills Advisor app, and we also use a methodology for task-based qualification, which identifies for each technology which professions and specialisms are involved in each phase and what skills are needed. I mentioned already the AAA board game. It is an old-fashioned real board game that you can play on the table, and the goal is, of the game is to become more knowledgeable about renovation and the gain of new insights. And the players, they can be homeowners, construction professionals, energy advisors. So you can have different roles, and these players have to select a renovation scenario card. That can be, for example, a low maintenance cost scenario, low energy use scenario, etc., and the measures that they want to apply. The measure cards show energy points and also price points. Just like in the Monopoly game, you also have chance cards that include, for example, local parameters, like if you have in a sunny region that solar panels give you extra points. And the game, the nature of the game is that you need to collect as many energy points to complete the scenario. We also have, of course, a digital tool, the design tool, with the TripleA-reno design wizard, where you can insert all the data of your building, general data, geometric data, the renovation strategy and measures. And the design tool shows the categories of measures relevant for the renovation strategy that you selected. And you can, as a user, choose appropriate renovation measures. And the output then gives you energy results of energy calculations, results of the existing conditions, and for the planned renovations, they will be compared, and you can see how your building will improve. Also, the expected return of investments, and you can, in this way, explore several renovation scenarios. See that my screen is a little bit messed up, but anyway. The TripleA-reno combined labeling, that's labeling methodologies that is capable to evaluate the energy efficiency, indoor environmental quality and well-being of homes. And we came to that because energy per se is not such an issue often for homeowners, but thermal comfort and air quality, that's a real issue for homeowners. So this tool enables that you combine both. And it gives you also the combined information of the renovated buildings, both on energy performance and comfort. So it has energy, performance, and the environmental quality and well-being parameters. This is already available online. You see here the website where you can find these, the Excel sheets that you can use for the combined labeling. We also have a guidance video on YouTube, and you also can download the combined labeling web tool. As this web tool is still quite geared to professionals, we also have a so-called non-expert version that is available. Then, finally, we, as some other outcomes and results, we tested and validated our tools and methodologies in 6 case studies in Hungary, Italy, Spain, the Netherlands, Slovenia, and Greece. All kinds of buildings, multifamily, also single-family dwellings. And that's in fact, the end of my presentation, except for this one. TripleA-reno is also nominated for the European Sustainable Energy Week Citizens Awards for 2021, and we need your vote. So please visit the USEW website and vote for our project. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Peter, and great work. We will vote, definitely. And now we'll jump in another presentation of project of Remodelist, and Maria will, from ABT, will present this project. Maria, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I will. So today we'll discuss, we'll present Remodules, which is quite recent started project about the retrofit market and activation platform of the solutions already available throughout other projects. So this is a project that aims to capitalize the results of European projects, and this is the slides. They don't show actually. That's not what.
That's not your paper.
Okay, maybe now, yes. So it's a slideshow. So this is the consortium. It's 16 companies with diverse skill sets. We have partners that are more experienced in platform development, software development, but also more in the construction sector and research with stakeholder studies analysis. So the overall aim, scope of Remodules is to develop this EU-wide retrofit market activation framework. The idea at the base of these projects is that there are already available technical solutions, innovative business models, and incentives, but often these are not well communicated or easily reachable. And through this project, we want to make sure that these online and also live data can be shared more easily. So in practice, it's a market uptake strategies to capitalize results. So the idea at the base of Remodules is on one side the multi-level system, so whereby the retrofit process is segmented in its parts. So there are energy efficient strategies, there are process strategies, and we want to isolate all these effective tools and approaches to start to have an overview of all these systems. On the other side, it's a multi-target system that aims at a diverse type of users. But how we do that? We have developed a framework based on three realms. We have the virtual realm, which is meant as the domain of digital services, so that can be used to uptake these market solutions for deep renovation. Then we have a physical realm, which is meant to combine all these concrete strategies and through physical apps that are present in the territories of the projects involved. And then we have the people realm, which is actually the interaction of these platforms with the users. So the so-called local advisory boards that we will see in a moment. So first, we have the market activation platform. So that's the digital realm, and it's the development of a GIS platform where your project can be located and easily found. But also on top of that, we can add plugins that are able to analyze also urban physics aspects of the site. So in terms of, for instance, Thailand stress effects or flood risk or other type of environmental factors. So it's a really multifunctional platform that can allow access to a varied type of data. Then we have the physical hubs, and these are the actual, they are located in the territory, the place where the user can meet the local advisory boards, and there are 4 in Spain, in the Netherlands, in Bulgaria, and Slovenia. The physical renovation hubs will be run by a local advisory board. So these are also the human factor involved in this project, and these local advisory boards are being currently, let's say, contacted to find and establish this presence in the territory in order to develop the physical hubs. I don't see the title of this.
Okay,
it's,
we can go to your presentation, your initial presentation.
Because I think you missed some, all the titles. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So
almost.
if you want to go back in some slides.
It's fine. I mean, it was just a title miss. So where we are at the moment, we are about to end the first year of Remojo's project. So we have already activated the physical hubs and the local advisory board. So this contact with the people in the territory have been established, and the platform is also under development. But of course, we still have a few years to go, and yeah, we'll aim for more results in 3 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We have time for question because you were a bit faster than previous. Do somebody have a question in the room or online? No. So otherwise we can go. Thank you very much. We can go with the next presentation from Save the Home from Anna Tizov from the company again.
Hi. Will you be using the slides?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, you will do it. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So, hi from my side. I'm Anna Tizov from Engineering Consultants, the company based in the Netherlands, and I'm happy that my colleagues see us through the camera. Come to the physical location.
Yes, sorry, I think your connection is not really good. We have difficulties to hear you. Okay.
Maybe then I had the same yesterday. I don't know.
Okay.
It's better now if I turn off my camera.
Yeah, try to turn off your camera because here we can't see you neither. So yeah.
I am. Okay. Can you hear me better?
Yeah. Let's try like this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, yeah, so I just introduced myself. So I said Anna Tizov from Huygen, and I'm coordinator of the Save the Homes project together with the team from Huygen, that some of my colleagues are also in the room today. And I'm happy I can give you a brief introduction to our project that started 1 year ago. So it's also same as Remojo's project, is still in early phase. It's a project that will last until end of September 2023. So we are just now 1 year down, 2 to go. So I would speak a bit about our first methodologies, the approaches that we developed, and how we plan to implement it in the different cities. So Save the Home stands for one-stop shops as citizen hubs to support the decision-making process for integrated renovations. Next slide, please. Yes, so why Save the Homes? We could hear a nice introduction from Luca from the CINEA about the current status of buildings in Europe. So that 75% of existing buildings are inefficient, and most of them will be still there at the middle of the century. And what we can see that despite all, the current renovations rates are really low. As Luca mentioned, for deep renovation, there are only like 0.2 to 0.3% per year. However, if we really want to achieve carbon neutral Europe, we really need to speed up also with renovations. And in this way, it is estimated that the renovation rate in EU should increase to a minimum of 3% per year at the moment. Or yeah, as Luca mentioned, by the end of by 2030, we should double the renovation rate. So we have some work to do. So European Commission promotes these one-stop shops, based services as appropriate mechanisms that can offer integrated renovation solutions at scale. So this is something that we are preparing the Save the Homes project. Next. Within the Save the Homes, we first investigated the current ambitions and activities within the two cities, within the city of Rotterdam in the Netherlands and within the city of Valencia in Spain. And based on that, their current activities ambitions further within the cities and hubs, which are basically these one-stop shop inspired concepts. Next slide. Thank you. Yes, so why actually there is the current problem? So we really try to tackle and understand where is the issue, why do we have so low renovations rate, and how can we achieve the upscaling that we all talk about that it's needed. So basically what we can see in this slide is the moment we're in a vicious cycle. So actually there is no, people do not invest their money because there's no trust. So they don't believe that there are cost-effective, high-quality solutions. And because there's no money, there's no question. There's no question, this leads to no solution. There's no solution, there's no deal. So I mean here, like, really for a scale. So at the moment we have its solution as unique, and this gives lack of proven quality. And therefore there is no deal, no business, no trust. So it keeps on going. So there are also no loans. So if we can prove the quality and make this barrier between the loans and quality absolute, then we can work backwards towards upscaling. So this is something where next, sorry, I keep trying to change slides myself. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is now the idea of Save the Homes on how to break the cycle. So as said, how can we really work together to ensure this upscaling? Next, please. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you. Yes, so Save the Homes, I said, wants to make this renovations at scale. And of course, that means that for homeowner, renovation process has to be easier, faster, and more affordable. And we want to achieve that, or we aim to achieve that through an economically sustainable, citizen-oriented one-stop shop, citizen hub. And what is quite unique is that it's endorsed by municipalities, because what we see that they can be really trustworthy and independent entities towards homeowners, so without real commercial interest. And we have quite a high ambition. We want to achieve, actually in 3 years, in the city of Rotterdam and Valencia together, 1,800 renovations. We don't speak yet about deep renovations because we believe in component-based renovations, so step by step. First, introduce the most impactful measure, and then maybe in a few years, when there are new financing possibilities for homeowners, they can do a next step. Of course, to really achieve this, we need to have quite elaborated customer journeys. So we are mapping for the different targeted groups attractive and transparent customer journeys, and see how we can connect right channels with the right message for the different groups of homeowners. Furthermore, we also aim to connect affordable financing to the technical measures by uncovering suitable existing schemes and financing incentives, and have sufficient quality process in place for the technical works, so the financing is aligned with the citizen needs. In the end, of course, we want to quantify that there is a real benefit to citizens and other stakeholders, because, of course, that's also important for successful exploitation. So in the two cities, we are also providing back information to the citizen in them understandable way. And the last objective is to really roll out our concept on a wider scale by mobilizing interest groups and policymakers. Next slide, please. So this is the Save the Homes consortium. So we have different organizations due to their expertise to cover the different aspects that are needed for successful one-stop shops. So we are, as mentioned, the coordinator, and we are also involved in the Dutch Citizen Hub, so establishment, so in the one-stop shop in Rotterdam. Then we have G&E Finance, a high impact investment company that has headquarters in Spain, but they also have quite a powerful team and office in the Netherlands. So they are in both cities discussing with both with local government, but also with the relevant homeowners initiatives on what would be suitable financing for the chosen renovation packages. Then we have Bouwloop Group, which is a consultancy for renovations in the Netherlands, and they're also the Dutch local pilot leader. So they're the coordinator for one-stop shop in Rotterdam. Then City of Rotterdam, of course, the municipality as at the front office and the main point towards the homeowners, the contact point towards homeowners. And then in a similar way, we have also a team and stakeholder map in Valencia. So we have Valencia Institute of Building, IVE, who are also the Valencia local pilot leader. We have the Foundation of Climate and Energy, the Energy Office, who is a front of Valencia. And then we have also a condominium manager who are also member in this citizen hub for Valencia. And then we also have two other municipalities that are as follower cities. So Sant Cugat, this is in Spain, to see how we can replicate the one-stop shop in the same country. So this is Valencia towards Sant Cugat. What are the differences in regulations in different municipalities, regions? And then City of Ljubljana, to really see how far, like what can be exploited from between the different EU member states. So Ljubljana with Rotterdam, to discuss what can Ljubljana directly replicate, what is different due to different legislations, etc. And then, similar as in TripleA-reno project, we have two umbrella associations, UIPI, the Union of Property Owners, and INCLAY as a representative of various local governments in EU, and also, as Peter mentioned, for a liaison toward to Covenant of Mayors. Next slide, please. Thank you. Yeah, so as I mentioned, yes, thanks. As I mentioned, a citizen hub is the term we use a lot, because this is, basically it's a one-stop shop based model in order to create these innovative integrated home renovation services at one place. And what is difference for, I think, compared to most of one-stop shops, that it's really endorsed by municipality as a trustworthy entity, ensuring that the process is independent, transparent, and of high quality for their citizens. Yes, next, please. Yes. So as I mentioned, on the left side up, we can see that we map different stakeholders that are needed for this integral offer to take off. So for one-stop shops to take off. So we are mapping the demand, the different targeted homeowners groups, the buildings, so the supply side, then the right contractors, right renovation solution providers, financing, so with banks, with different institutes, we are having discussions. And then, of course, the staff, so that's also on upskilling and training the staff at municipalities that then have to communicate the right information to citizens. So next. So as I mentioned previously, we are detailing out the customer journey for the different target groups, and therefore looking for different touch points on onboarding, design, elaborating, construction, and in use phase, what kind of activities we need, what kind of actions, tools we need to provide, and in that, what kind of levers do we really elaborate on through awareness, collaboration, decision-making process, quality assurance, and then recognition, so that we can really scale up. Next, please. I think you can you can just go on. It's just the whole process that I did now on one. Yeah, perfect. So as said, what is for us really, I think, key, and I think that's also maybe in later discussion to discuss that, I think for those models to be self-sustainable on a long term, so really after project funds run out, is that we really need to understand the existing initiatives and map and build upon the existing initiatives in the different cities. So here there were quite extensive discussions within Valencia and Rotterdam networks with relevant stakeholders on how can we map all the existing initiatives and ambitions and strengthen them together in this integral one-stop shop model. Next. Yeah, so this is just to give you kind of insight in how it looks on the different sites. So these are different relevant initiatives in Rotterdam that we are now bringing together and strengthening in this hub. So basically we talk with the local municipality, we talk with homeowners, we talk with different initiatives that work towards sustainability, with pop-up consultancies, with different SMEs and construction companies offering these renovation services. And also we are now collaborating with an energy cooperative, Alex Energie. Next, please. Yes, so this is just something to give you an impression of from the ground. So the Duurzame Heidswinkel and Woonwijzerwinkel are just actual physical locations where people can come and get more information about the citizen hub offers. And then, as I mentioned, that we promote step-by-step renovation based on people's needs and also financing possibilities. Next.
Yeah. Could you finish soon, please?
Yes, sorry. Yes. Similar we have for Valencia. So again, looking what we have, how can we also blend together public grants with private funds? Yes. Next. Yes, this is another impression for Valencia. Next. And just to say that, what we see as main challenge really is that energy renovations are more than just about energy. Oftentimes we think or we promote this energy and sustainability, etc., but we have to be aware that the whole process is much more complex. It's about the products, it's about the process, it's about the policy, support base and cooperation. So also really establishing successful one-stop shops sometimes is really something that to some extent can be done within 3 years, but really to be self-sustainable on long term, it takes time. So we really need to ensure that those initiatives are brought in a way that we can make people from unaware to aware, to conviction, trust, and that it goes really just from simple initiative to actual execution, because in the end, how many renovated homes is what matters, and we really need to accelerate that process. Next. Yeah, so this is just an impression of the customer journeys that we want to roll out. Next, final slide. This is just about next steps. So as mentioned, also we are spending quite some effort in discussions with contractors and suppliers, because they need to be convinced on what's the added value of joining the hub instead of offering renovations on their own. Furthermore, we are now in process of developing verification process for the supply side to ensure sufficient quality, to be transparent and trustful towards homeowners. And with GNE, we are focusing on the also administrative support with loans and subsidy procedures for homeowners. And of course, having first discussions regarding replication due to the difference in legislation between the different regions as also different countries. And start discussing the concept on a wider scale by mobilizing interest group and policymaker. Yeah, thank you so much. That would be all from my side.
Thank you very much, Anna. That was very interesting to see all your actions. And now we will jump to the last project, which will be presented by Janet from Superhomes. So Janet, the floor is yours. I don't know if you're online.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. Can you speak a bit louder, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. I'm trying to share my screen with you, but unfortunately it's not allowing me.
You want to share your screen?
It's not allowing me. It's blocking me from doing it. I wonder, do you have...
Because I share my screen and we see your presentation. But...
Thank you very much. Okay, so thanks very much for having me today. It's lovely to be invited to an event like this. Superhomes 2030 project is a project with a couple of different partners in Ireland. We have Limerick Institute of Technology, Sustainability Works, ESB, the European Heat Pump Association, and Tipperary Energy Agency. And really what we're working towards is we're looking at scaling up the retrofit delivery to achieve national ambition. I'm not quite sure if they're my slides. It looks a little bit different to what but look, it's near enough. It's fine.
Okay. So I can try to put you presenter if you're.
If you can, that'd be great. If not, it's okay.
No, I will not be able to make you present.
No problem.
So I will have to continue, but
Janet, normally you can actually share your screen by clicking on the icon which is next to the micro one.
Yeah,
it's a screen.
It's one moment now, hopefully. How's that, guys? Can you see that?
Not yet.
No.
Yes. Now, yes. Thanks.
Lovely. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, working in Ireland, we're working towards scaling up the retrofit delivery to achieve our national ambition. So, when I say the national ambition, I'm looking at our climate action plans. The climate action plan in Ireland is to retrofit 500,000 homes by 2030 and 400,000 homes by 2030 would have heat pumps installed. You can imagine it's quite ambitious for such a small country. And we believe that the best way to do that is to provide a one-stop shop. When I say a one-stop shop, I'm looking at providing a very clear route for our clients to renovate their homes, and we would do that. We would support them in that by creating awareness. So creating awareness in events, engaging with the community, transferring our knowledge, and really looking at those homeowners' experiences and sharing them. We also provide services around sales and consideration. We like to think of ourselves as a trusted retrofit advisor, and when we see ourselves as an independent advisor, it being that we'd work on behalf of our clients, and we would work with different tradespeople on their behalf. We would evaluate their homes and advise them on which measures they should undertake and what trades and contractors they should use. And by doing that, we would certainly design their works. We would tender for the work, so we would certainly engage with the best solution in terms of contractors. So often it's price, but quite often it's just the best solution and providing the best cost optimal solution for their home. So looking at the quality being our main focus, and quality and certainty for clients, but also for contractors as well. So for customers, we would certainly be saying that by working within this one-stop shop, they would have expertise working on their behalf. So it can be quite, there's a lot of uncertainty for a homeowner who's starting such a huge venture. When we think of renovating their home, it might be a once in a lifetime undertaken, and it can be quite nerve-wracking. So we would like to think our homeowners would engage with ourselves, and they would have that trusted independent advice. We're not the builders who would certainly design and oversee and supervise the works, and we would say there has to be quality every step of the way throughout our one-stop shop model, in terms of our interactions and our awareness and marketing, our sales, our design, our tendering for the work, and supervising and inspecting that work as well. And also in terms of developing those contractors and providing feedback and advice and mentoring to help them provide the best service and quality works that they can provide. All of that against a backdrop of advocating and educating and engaging with the industry, showcasing best in practice, and doing open door events, etc. We've been a little bit hampered with the pandemic, like most of you, but we are working through it quite well. You can see on my diagram there that we have the different elements of our one-stop shop, and over to the side, I have paperwork, grants and finance. And some other speakers today have mentioned that finance is a huge barrier for people that wish to undertake these works to their homes. We certainly would support clients, and the grants in Ireland are really generous for retrofit works, and we would apply for them and claim them and draw them down on behalf of our clients. So it takes away that hassle for them and the uncertainty as well, especially people that aren't used to paperwork. It's quite good for them. They'll engage with ourselves, and we look after it all for them. And we are working towards maybe a low cost finance solution for our clients outside of those public subsidies. It'll take time, and it is quite a big barrier, and I'll talk about that again in a minute. So if we think of what our learnings are, and we're quite young in this with this Superhomes 2030 project. However, Tipperary Energy Agency have been looking at superhomes for quite a while. We've learned a lot. We've learned that homeowners really value quality. They value independent decision-making support. They value products and solutions selected best for their building and also best for their budget as well. So really listening to them and seeing exactly what's important. And it's an end-to-end service. We stay with them until it's from the start to the finish, from when they start wondering what we need to do for a home, and we start engaging with them and giving advice, all the way through to designing them and helping them access those public subsidies as well, and supervising the work and staying with them every step of the way. Contractors also require help and support, and to provide the support to our clients, we need to have we need to build a network of reputable, knowledgeable contractors, and that takes a lot of work. That there's a lot of other distractions there for contractors, and we need to be able to show them that there's a pipeline of work, that it's not stop-start, which was an issue in the past in Ireland with the grant schemes, etc. But at the moment, we need to show them that there is a pipeline of work, that we will support them, we will help and train and mentor, advise contractors if this is the way they want to go. We need to show that there is a business case for them. However, and it's already been mentioned today, there's a skill resource issue. Skills are quite scarce, not only in Ireland, I believe, but across of Europe. So it's certainly something that we are looking at, and part of the project is we're looking at developing some. At the moment, we're looking at the skills profile and how can we fill those gaps. So our ambition for this project, it goes a lot further. Ambition for Superhomes goes much further than the Superhomes 2030 project, which in itself is quite ambitious. And you can see what we often call the hockey stick there to the side. So they're great. It's a number of homes that we're hoping to renovate each year. And you can see this slow takeoff in the beginning, those first few years. And then we predict that it's going to grow very quickly. Year on, year out. And the reason for the slow growth in the beginning, and really when I say slow, but it's still doubling in size every year. And the reason for that would be it takes a lot of time to develop the market, develop skills to be set up. And we're under no illusions. It takes a lot of hard work. And we're looking at, from an operational point of view, moving from central office to have regional hubs. So those hubs would be throughout Ireland, around Ireland, and it's really to be closer to our clients, closer to talent in different areas as well. So it's really helping people help themselves is what we like to think. And when I speak about talent and help people help themselves, we're really going to be looking at skills and staff development. So our recruitment is going to increase year on year. So we're looking at over 200 staff within a short space of time, within 5 years, and it'll grow further from there. There'll be a large investment in ICT, which, as you can imagine, operating a business of this scale will require a strong IT infrastructure. And there's a lot of other things we'll have to build on partnerships. I mentioned contractors there. So part of the Superhomes 2030 project is certainly looking at developing contractors and looking at those skills development. And I'm not going to forget about apprenticeship programs as well. I mean, we need to be able to help mobilize the market and help in that area, and to help our homeowners have quality works and help the industry itself. It's really important. Consumers would be really focusing on education, awareness, marketing, and certainly supporting with the grants and looking out for them. And through the project and our work, we've certainly, as I mentioned, we were very, very ambitious. And to achieve that ambition, we've entered into a joint venture. So Superhomes had been an initiative of TripleA-reno Energy Agency. And it was started on a very, very small scale in 2015, being a one-stop shop. It's grown in recent times to about 30% of the market in Ireland and has multiple contractors and technical excellence. However, to achieve that ambition, and especially considering and against the backdrop of the national ambition, we've partnered with Electric Ireland, which would be the largest utility in Ireland, energy provider in Ireland, 1.2 million retail customers across Ireland and UK. And their real focus is on clean energy and decarbonisation of heat. So we've joined together and we have this ambitious target of retrofitting homes and deep retrofit homes with eliminating fossil fuels within their homes as a primary heating source. So we're really looking at heat pump led whole house solutions. By 2030, we're looking at maybe 35,000 homes or more than that, but it's quite ambitious for our own industry. And to really put it into context, and we felt this was a really good study, and it's really it shows good light on future prospects and future possibilities in Ireland. So a recent study, there was research and many homeowners were interviewed. And out of those interviewed, 3 out of 5 of them were considering doing something substantial to their home. They're great odds. And 1/3 of those people were interested in energy upgrade advice. Absolutely fantastic from our point of view. Certainly 1 in 5 were looking at those traditional ideas of insulating their homes or looking at their heat. So they're looking at their attic or the wall or their underfloor. And then we did notice within the cohort, maybe those younger were more open to maybe heat pumps and solar PV, etc. That will change, we believe, with time and with a lot of awareness raising. And the question that they were asked was, are you actively considering undertaking any of the following in your home in the next 12 months? So 3 in 5, we're quite happy with it.
Sorry, you have reached your time, so please you can go a bit faster.
I'm on to my very last slide.
Okay, perfect.
So to support our clients and certainly supporting them throughout we're saying that there's huge market for a huge potential. The potential, as we've already mentioned, there's a big barrier for clients and a big barrier for those homeowners retrofitting their home is finance. This is a major challenge. It's a major challenge for institutional finance providers, especially if they need scale to develop a new product, particularly if it involves EU funding. If we consider from a bank's point of view, there's resources and commitment over the long term as the market scales. However, the business case is strengthened if we consider commercial, regulatory and reputational factors. This is a whole new market sector for our banks, for finance providers. They have a lot to learn, and they are learning a lot about policy ambition, homeowners' perspective on finance and the retrofit market, and about innovative finance mechanisms. And we believe one-stop shops can be a source of support and guidance throughout that, and basically drawing from that, it will also support our own clients. So going forward, Superhomes 2030 project, we're looking at regional one-stop shops, contract development and training, attractive finance solutions, independence of the public finances. We need to look at our technical standards to ensure that we've quality every step of the way. And we're also going to focus on an open source energy performance data platform, so a digital knowledge hub, where we're going to focus in the next couple of years. This is the very early stages in our project, but we believe we've covered a huge amount. That's everything from me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. So it was the last presentation of the project. So if anybody have a question, please feel free to ask your question now. Otherwise, we can go to this Q&A that we already prepared. So there is two questions that was raised, more targeted for TURNKEY RETROFIT project and TripleA-reno project, because you're close to the end of your project, so you have a better view. So the first question, very generic, was to ask you, what was the key success factors of your project, and what would you do differently if you have something to share on that topic? And the other question is a bit more technical, is how to ensure, on this on those one-stop shop, on those one-stop shop, you provide some services, and you provide the name of some contractors, and you advise the customer to do some renovation work rather than other. So the question was from, I don't remember who sent this question, but how to ensure the independence of the services or the list of contacts that you provide on such one-stop shop integrated renovation platform. How to ensure the independence of this advice. So if you want both or three of you to come here and take the floor on those two questions. Thank you.
First of all, about what made TripleA-reno a success, at least for us. That was mainly the combination of and the selection of partners that were very engaged in the project, and also the role of the umbrella organizations. So this is really key, and also what is really a success factor in our project is that we work with anthropologists from Ljubljana, which really made us understand how to work with homeowners, with people. What was the technical question? Because I could not hear it well.
It was on the independence of the services you provide on your platform, or the advice. How to ensure it's not some lobby
That's really a relevant question. First of all, TripleA-reno was not focusing on one-stop shop concepts. We were more focusing on developing a platform, and that platform can be used in one-stop shop concepts. But we had this discussion in one-stop shop projects like Save the Homes. And in fact, what the key is that we do not sell products, but we sell performances. And this is something that you can contract with a homeowner. So you don't sell a facade or a roof or whatsoever, but you sell, in fact, guaranteed performance of your home. Maybe I simplify it a bit, and it sounds really simple, but it is of course not so simple in practice, especially not if you work with a very traditional building sector and renovation sector. But in fact, the difference is that you not sell pure products with guarantees, but the end guarantee.
I have a question. But so which means that you never advise a kind of insulation of a kind of energy.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Thank you.
To complete with the turnkey retrofit point of view, I would say that regarding the independency of the platform, I'd like to have the same answer. We don't sell products, we sell work packages, and to this point we are very neutral. We have calculation tools who can help the owners select the right work packages. And that's only at the very end that we help them meet professionals. And when and those professionals have been selected based on their qualifications, and there's also a system of we collect the feedbacks of the owners to make sure that the professionals have a high standard of quality. And regarding the first question, I'd say that the key success point for turnkey retrofit is that we work with existing national platforms, with real people who take care of the real projects. So people are not, people are, I don't know, taken care of, and they've got a real person to talk to once they've ended the process. And if we could go back to the beginning of the project, I'd say we would be more pragmatic. We had very great ambitions. We wanted to put banks into the program to, for example, provide a payment online and things like that. Well, in the end, if we can provide like some tools and help the national platforms, it will be good.
Can I also make a reflection on this? I think one of the most important issues in one-stop shop concepts and projects is the trustworthiness of the one-stop shop to citizens. And for example, everyone can start a one-stop shop concept, a supplier, an energy company. In Save the Homes, we thought that, for example, a municipality was more trustworthy. The truth is that some citizens think a little bit different about it, but we found something very interesting in Save the Homes, and that is that, in fact, the municipality of Rotterdam involved a local energy community, which is formed by citizens in the district, and they are, in fact, the ones who are implementing the one-stop shop concept. And this entity, they are fully for the citizens in the neighborhood, and they are trusted by the citizens in the neighborhood. I really think this is going to work. I think overall that energy communities will become very important in the near future, but they also might play a role in one-stop shop concepts. Yeah, but that's my hope. It's not my experience yet because we are just starting.
Okay, so citizen, trust of the citizen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and these energy communities, they are endorsed and supported by the municipality, and I think it's a nice formula. Yeah, yeah.
And I have another question. Maybe you can also answer this one. Somebody raised a question. So to further develop what the work we have done in the project, should we develop locally or at the European level? So the pros and cons to develop. I saw that in the presentation, the project sometimes was very local, some local experiment. And after, at the end of the project, is it feasible? Is it interesting to develop at the European level? In TURNKEY RETROFIT, I know you try to have this European platform. So yeah, if you have feedback, or in the room, if other people have feedback or online, please share your point of view on this integrated renovation services scale. So it's a bit a tricky question.
I don't think it's so tricky. I truly believe that you always have to do it locally, because it's so locally bounded, and you really have to gear it to the specific conditions, the challenges, from a local point of view. But what should be done on a European level is to facilitate it in also in a legal framework, whatever. So the endorsements should come from Europe. At least that's what I think. The implementation on a local scale.
Yeah, I fully agree. I'm convinced that you have to implement the platform at a local level, because it's very specific. But it's always very interesting to share our feedbacks at a European level. And I've seen a lot of tools, a lot of one-stop shops with new tools that I'd like to discuss further, and we can both all improve our.
We have the same experience. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I have no other questions. So if you have other comments in the room, or maybe Luca as a project coordinator, if you have some feedback to that you want to share with us. Otherwise, we will close the session for today. We can't hear you, sorry.
Yes, so thanks so much. I posted one question. I don't know if there is time, but some reflection maybe on whether and to what extent the projects have in their approaches taken into consideration the need to monitor, and as it was highlighted by one of the speakers, the importance to address the importance for homeowners to have someone checking after the renovation works took place. So how they address not only monitoring, but also quality assurance. If there is any time, it would be great to know. Thanks.
Yeah, yes, we still have time, and I know that in TURNKEY RETROFIT you have developed something, but yeah, every project can present stuff.
Well, in Turnkey, I think that it was very difficult to implement it within the project. So we choose to put some guides online and tools to help people check that the works have been done correctly with pictures, and we still need to put it online, but that's the way we choose to address the problem. But I agree that's a real issue.
Yes, we have, of course, from our side, we have several projects, as you could see. We didn't have chance in these 3-year projects to do full monitoring, etc., and it would be really interesting. But what is very interesting and also good news is that, for example, UIPI, the Union of International Property Owners, was really interested in some follow-up, and they asked also, what can we do about it, and also to compile all the results of these integrated home renovation services projects into a kind of a new project. In fact, Remodules is also a kind of a project that does that, compiling the results of all kind of deep renovation projects. So maybe this is something that we can consider for Horizon Europe, or especially the LIFE program.
We do something slightly different in Ireland with super homes, with electric car and super homes. We would design the project works on behalf of our clients, and we would certainly assign them an engineer to their home, and the engineer would stay involved with the project and just oversee ensuring the work is carried out correctly. And there would be a set amount of site visits they would would carry out and inspect the work. It's slightly different in our case in that we're facilitating clients accessing grants. So there needs to be additional oversight to ensure the work is done correctly. However, we do see it as fundamental to our service provision that not only do we advise and design the work, but we stay with our clients until the project is completed and the work is completed to the level we want it to be completed to, so to the correct level. It presents a lot of challenges. However, we would certainly be viewing ourselves as representing our clients, that we are independent, that we do we design the work and we would tender for the works, the project on behalf of our clients, but we would certainly stay with them to ensure it's correct until everything is closed out. It is slightly different. It's a different model, perhaps, than I'm seeing. However, it's felt for ourselves. It's working, and we're hoping to expand on it.
Okay, so thank you very much for this feedback. It was the last question because the time is running out now. So I want to thank you all very much. It was very interesting to know what you are doing in each project. We already done last year, and it was interesting to see, how you follow up the works and where you are all now. So thank you very much for your great presentation, and goodbye all.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.